What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. Series win out in San Diego, and we got to start it by talking about Carson Benge, who went 5 for 5 on the day, and it's just truly turned into having a phenomenal season. But before we do get going into it more in detail, make sure you subscribe to Mets'd over on YouTube. Appreciate all the amazing support you guys show over there. Big shout out to all our members who get access to the episodes early. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drops a rating, drops a review, download, and subscribe. Carson Benge feels like he's here.
Carson Benge, I feel like has been here, but I think maybe on Sunday this was like more of a wider coming out party because we've watched Carson Benge, as we've said a lot in the show, stack good games over the last month, six weeks. Yeah, basically since the 1 for 34 when he started the season, when he was first taken out of the leadoff spot. Like he's been truthfully one of the most valuable players in baseball. He's been one of the better hitters in baseball. On the season right now, after this 5 for 5 game, he nearly has the same WRC plus as Brand Nimmo. Don't want to say that early in the podcast, but like he took over a game. Like our rookie outfielder who barely made the team out of opening day, who only got the spot because Mike Talkman, if he ever comes back, got injured, played like 20 games in AAA, a month and a half in AA. Like he's kind of changed the entire complexion of this team. And like now you look, it's the second we all quit, as hard as we quit, still quitting. The Mets have won 7 out of 10. They just had a nice 3-3 road trip against two teams above 500. And most of the games they lost, they honestly should have won those too. Yeah. It's like, you're like, okay, now this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, Carson Benge right now is running a over 800 OPS since April 23rd. And I think we can even go back as far as, what is it? This would be April 8th, and his OPS is right around 800. Again, Baseball Reference hasn't fully updated yet for the day, going 5 for 5. But if you put that in there, it's going to be right around 800 OPS. So we basically had a couple bad weeks, theoretically, and then since then, he has been an unbelievably good player. Like exactly what this team and offense needed. He's at worst had a 40-game stretch of an 800 OPS while playing good defense in the outfield still, being a good base runner. Just a really, really good player. And I am glad that the Mets ended up being patient because even me and you at times thought that maybe Carson Benge needed to be sent down. He did look overmatched very, very early on in the season, but that's completely changed for him. This version of him is the player we were all so excited about.
And the thing that was cool about Benge is that I know some of the defensive stats don't reflect it necessarily, but I think that's more come down to the bonehead plays. Like even when he wasn't hitting, he was still contributing with his legs on the base paths. He was still contributing with his arm and his glove.
It's not the same thing, but like for me and you who have watched like a lot of like Tatis and Ellie, like when they were first coming up and they had horrible defensive metrics. But like you watch them play and you're like, obviously they're very good at playing. There's just a couple things here and there defensively that they like lapse on. That is what's happening with Benge, not to the same degree, but that's the idea, is that like the stats aren't going to love him, but he plays better defense than the stats show.
All right, since May 1st, here are some players that Carson Benge has a better WRC plus than. Juan Soto, Bobby Witt Jr.
Since May 1st?
Yeah, Otto Lopez, Andy Pages, Brandon Lau. Like this is Ketel Marte, Aaron Judge. May he recover soon. Jose Ramirez, Matt Olson. Like this is Shea Langoliers. Like he's been ripping the baseball. It's also funny that he had a 5 for 5 day. Like the Zoomer goes 5 for 5 on 6-7 day.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, and then they were doing like the little celebration. Yeah, it's like this. I mean, again, like I'm pleasantly surprised having watched these 3 games this weekend against the Padres, a team that I think the World Baseball Lexicon considers adequate, who I think we know they're frauds. And after watching this weekend, there's a team that I have such little respect for as a competitor in this Major League Baseball season. It's not even funny. Like I think if the Mets played this team every game the rest of the season, the Mets would wind up 10 games over 500. But
Mets would be in the playoffs.
Mets would be well in the playoffs. Mets could catch the Braves for the division. But at the same time, like it's still nice to go into someone's stadium and take a series from them. And again, you should have really swept them. We'll get to Saturday's game in a little bit.
Especially because it feels like we've had so much difficulty specifically in San Diego. Like we've taken care of business at times against the Padres at home at times, but it feels like whenever we go there, we just always lose every single close game. And while we did still lose one of those close games, the Mets to take game 1 and game 3 as easily as they did was super, super refreshing.
Yeah, again, I think we just played better baseball than a team who, again, is kind of getting the credit for being more of a playoff contender and above 500 team.
Shout out us for being on to that before the season even started. And then when we've done our power rankings, talking about them being like, this is not real, right?
This team stinks. They honestly remind me of the Mets from last year, where like from the inside, I understand how hard it was to see. We didn't see it as well last year from the inside. A lot of you guys.
At least the Mets were hitting.
This Padres team, this is a abominably bad lineup. I like how we're
bad
just
culture.
just how like we're starting trashing the Padres. Like Manny Machado going to the media being like, hey, all the stats in baseball, and he has a 160 batting average. What do you think of, is that too much analytics, Manny Machado? 169 batting average, the worst of any qualified player.
580 OPS. They're making up stats now. That's what it is. They're making up stats to try to keep Manny Machado down.
Yeah. But again, I think wanting to start this out with Carson Benge being like, this is a real baseball player. It is funny to have, the corollaries looking back about the offseason, because that's all I guess we see on Twitter, trying to spend more time offline. But he's playing like the better of the two outfielders, the one we traded away versus him, the one that we have starting every single day.
Oh, yeah, I'm super, super happy right now that Carson Benge is playing every single day for us. And also, it does feel like that this is timed up quite well with the fact that Carson Benge was just kind of given the reins. You're playing every single day now. Lefty, righty, whatever it is, you're going to be in the lineup. This is your spot. And this is something that we've heard players talk about in the past before, more so role players. But like the fact that it is really difficult to get going when you are forced to sit 1, 2, maybe even 3 times in a week because of a matchup going against you. Carson Benge is a good baseball player. He's been a good baseball player his entire life. It's one of those things where, yes, maybe lefty is going to be more difficult, but that wasn't probably the best thing for him, especially in a season that we thought, or still do think, could be a lost season.
And the fact that we have, after the craziness of the first month of the season, really got more consistency with the lineup. A guy like Carson Benge, who has so much new that you have to do for your preparation, for just the speed of the Major League game, which definitely got the better of him for his first 3 weeks as a big leaguer. Now to be comfortable, lead off every single day, like Bichette and Juan Soto directly behind you, like you know what you're doing. Once you come to the ballpark, there's the one less thing that's on your mind. I think that's it. We have another great Harper's hits too from Benge today. Then also AJ Ewing last night. So to start out, Benge today. Quote tweeted himself here, just talking about how great the series was. Padres are in Mets. Benge going 5 for 5, leading the way, adding some intrigue for the homestand this week. And then Harper's hits. Feels like Benge and Ewing have changed everything. Benge seemingly getting better every day, able to get the barrel to tough pitches that were beating him 6 weeks ago. Ewing with another unbelievable, for some reason, in quotation marks, catch, as manager called it. Keith on the kids. The Mets have 2 golden nuggets. And Ewing did make another great catch when the game was still a little bit
out there,
more stressful. And again, another Harper's hits. Have it right here from AJ Ewing Saturday night, because this caught my eye as well. Got home late from wedding to see Mets ninth. Bad loss, but impressive at-bat by Ewing versus Mason Miller. 7 pitches, successful challenge on slider, which was really good discipline by AJ Ewing, because there was a pitch, like 1 or 2 pitches before the one he successfully challenged, that was right there, and he wanted to challenge it, but I didn't think he would have gotten it if he challenged it, and he waited. He got the other one by like 0.2 inches. Nice, but successful challenge on a slider, ultra-disciplined 3-2 take, a nasty slider for a walk, eventually going to be a great leadoff hitter. Then, Vientos, 3 pitches, no chance.
I mean, yeah, that's unfair to Mark Vientos to have him face Mason Miller. It's unfair to have him face, Randy Vasquez.
Yeah, jumping around a little frenetic, but it was, I don't know. These 2 guys have changed a lot. The team feels so much more dynamic, bouncy, the word we use a lot to describe AJ Ewing early in the season. There just feels to be like a little thing. It's kind of also seemed probably a great thing for a clubhouse that was still getting to know each other, just to have, as they've called themselves, like 2 psychopath, like 20 somethings, just throw them in there, like a couple Zoomers doing nonsense. Like that makes it, fun for the other guys.
Would you call that a jolt, James?
I think I would call that a jolt. Exactly. Shout out Will Salmon for a jolt.
Little jolt, AJ Ewing. Who would have known? Will Salmon knew. That's who knew.
And again, Ewing is hitting better now. He has big slump, and now he's getting the bat around better. It was just we couldn't start the show anywhere else and after watching Carson Benge's day today. Like every single thing he's doing at the plate screams fantastic baseball player. And again, the fact that he keeps getting better is starting to get those like little tingles that we felt about Carson Benge's ceiling as he flew through the minors last year. And the fact that he got over this first hump at the major league level, it's like there's probably even more potential than we thought in his rookie season than we actually thought coming in. So imagine that for a second. We're getting more out of Carson Benge as a rookie. One of the things that we said was the biggest X factors coming into the season. This team is still dog water.
But they're winning games now. That's the big difference.
7 out of the last 10.
They are winning 7 out of their last 10 while Carson Benge has been playing well. There's other guys that have been playing well too, and we'll talk about them here in a second. I also love seeing Benge get to the power too, because he's got power. Like I don't have doubt that there's legit power in that bat. Now, he's not going to be a prolific home run hitter, but the idea that he has the great plate discipline, the idea that he can hit for a high average, and the fact that I think he could be a 20 to 25 home run a year guy pretty comfortably, that would be a sick player.
He's on pace for like 18 right now, and he basically missed the first month of the season. Like, he's someone who I think at his peak, you might stretch out to a 30 home run season.
Oh man, my Christian Yelich comp's looking great.
I mean, there's a lot of difference with Christian Yelich there, but like also like the Nimmo comp, like honestly, is kind of playing right now with him too. Like it's fun. Like the fact that the on base percentage is going up too, and again, we still haven't really seen him get into like a true groove. I feel like as a defensive player, but I feel like once he gets more comfortable, and again, the game continues to slow down. Like to me, he's going to be one of the best corner outfield defenders in all of baseball.
My dog Bella would do anything for a treat, and I want to give her a treat that will take care of her long term.
And a quick message from today's sponsor, the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. If you're frantically looking for what to do with your pup when they have an issue, the program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier to get your pet the care they need. When you enroll in an ASPCA Pet Health Insurance plan, you could get a $25 Amazon gift card. It's a little treat for you while you're doing something great for your pet. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/FOUL. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/FOUL. Eligibility restrictions apply. Visit aspcapetinsurance.com/Amazon terms for more info. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance.
Yeah, no, love Carson Benge. All right, let's go to game one. Talk about it there. Christian Scott on the mound. Does it again. Didn't even have his best stuff, but that's close. Gutsy outing by Christian Scott. Almost to 6 innings. Got his second win of his career. Second in a row. Can't forget that. I love watching him pitch because he really is. He's got a little bulldog in him, and that's something that we don't see a lot out of Mets starting pitchers very often.
I mean, he very clearly has a chip on his shoulder. Every time he's interacted with the media, it's felt like he had a chip on his shoulder. I think even just from being a reliever in college, like he's just taken this mentality with him from as long as he was out with the arm injury. And it was really nice for the Padres to do us a solid in this game because they don't have like an adequate enough major league roster to actively platoon and get lefties on the field. So it was a mostly right-handed lineup. So for Christian Scott, he's like, yeah, okay, perfect. Fastballs and sweepers. This actually sounds great. Thank you, guys. And there were just enough cutters.
One of the lefties was like Bryce Johnson, too, which, like, does that even matter at that point?
No, I think who were the other lefties in here on Friday night?
I think Sung.
Is Sung Moon Song? Is he lefty?
I think he's a lefty. Is he not?
No, Bats left. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So it was Sung Moon Song. It was Bryce Johnson. It was Jackson Merrill. And Gavin Sheets. That's, again, not really a murderer's row of lefties. And to my knowledge, none of them reached base against Christian Scott. And there were enough cutters in there to keep the lefties honest. And again, he didn't really have, I thought, the best command of the sweeper at all. But this was one of those games where the fastball was just electric. Like, it wasn't missing tons of bats, but like every single one I felt like was just leathers. And if he's spotting that ball there, it's really just a hard pitch to square up.
Yeah, no, the stuff is still good, even when it's not on, which I think is the thing that made you, James, so excited about Christian Scott, is that the fastball's electric, the sweeper's electric, everything coming out of his hands, it looks like a good pitcher, so it really just is a matter of him being out there, and I do love that we're seeing him get stretched out right around 100 pitches now, which love to see that.
Still can't get the 6th inning, got real close to it. I also like that, again, he pitches kind of cocky sometimes, which that was also one of my favorite things about him as a prospect. One, again, just be like, here's a million fastballs at the leathers. I dare you to fucking hit it. But two, once he got, again, I didn't think he had the best command of his sweeper, but the fact that he had the confidence to try and front door a few of them. He dropped a nice one to Tatis. He missed badly with one that Machado almost hit out, but he didn't hit out. But it was he just has juice. Like, he's just a good pitcher. Similar to how Carson Benge and AJ Ewing, like Carson Benge getting better, AJ Ewing arriving, have dramatically changed the feeling of the Mets position player group. Scott has dramatically changed the feeling of this rotation, just having him there every 5th day. Like, he's steadied things in a way that they kind of needed. And the Mets pitching has been really good in the season as a whole. Like, I think that's flying under the radar because of how dog shit this team is. But he's like, it's a good pitching team. I think that's one thing that can actually help us keep playing this relatively consistent baseball.
Yeah, and it was really nice, too, to see the bullpen come in and really have absolutely no issues whatsoever.
Bullpen's been awesome.
The one thing that me and you were the most nervous about this entire year, the bullpen, has been absolute dynamite.
Yeah, just besides Devin Williams. It's funny, the Mets started ERA, I guess that's still just a lot of Sanga and Peterson. It's still 19th in the league out of 4.2. But let me split
McLean also having, like, before this last start, still having a 4 is going to hurt it.
Yeah, sure. That was since May 1st. On the season, exactly 15th. Exactly league average starters ERA. That's perfect for this. And then
bullpen, though.
3.2, 6th best. on the season. The Mets relievers have the 6th best ERA in all of baseball. Let's get some, and that's not how we could live stats full season. Let's get that. We're going to be better even after today. Oh, great podcasting here. The Mets bullpen ERA after today, 3.24, still 6th best this season. Strikeout rate, 24.5, 7th best this season. Walk rate, the one everyone loves to talk about, 6th lowest.
Whoa.
There you go. Look at
And
this
that's with Devin
bullpen.
Williams.
Look at Devin Williams is the only problem. But he really embodied the Edwin Diaz spirit though on Sunday, like getting into trouble in a 5-run game. Like that's when he hasn't worked in a week and a half. That's perfect to see. Also the fact that Austin Warren needed to throw high leverage on Saturday night, which is fine. Austin Warren's been throwing relatively high leverage, but because Weaver and Raley came into the game on Wednesday, that was a blowout because they hadn't gotten work before, and then they couldn't pitch the 3rd time in 4 days. So just still little tiny things we have to take shots at.
Can I take a second? We've been praising, Carson Benge, AJ Ewing, Christian Scott. How about one of the old guys? How about Jared Young? Can we praise some Jared Young?
Jared Young has changed the dynamics of this team. Like Jared Young looks like the future first baseman of the New York Mets. Is that insane thing to say?
Well, yeah. I mean, now that we know that Jorge Polanco's never going to play another game for the New York Mets, he is
Ever.
Jed Lowry 2.0. He's Jose
insane.
Lowry. It's insane that Jared Young has now completely taken over that position. I mean, shout out Mark Vientos for being bad and being a douchebag. My favorite word. Jared Young, though, Mets are 12-10 when Jared Young plays in games. They're 24-31 when Mark Vientos plays in games, and that's giving him the boost when the Mets got a win, when he got absolutely the doors blown off him by Mason Miller in that 9th inning. Like, the team is just better with Jared Young. He's better defensively at the position. He's a much better hitter. He's a better base runner. He runs the bases really well. He's a good athlete.
That was good.
I feel like we're getting to a point, and it's getting closer and closer every single day, and I really wish that Eric Wagaman could get a few more looks because him and Vientos are redundant right now. I don't know how many more days Vientos has on this roster while Jared Young is playing this well.
Well, yeah, friend of the channel, Rich McLeod, he posted that Mark Vientos officially, of all qualified baseball players, has the lowest wins above replacement in baseball.
Gotta give yourself a little props.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little
there.
props.
Little bit. Negative 0.9. So the bottom 5 WAR leaderboard, just going to say these guys just for no particular reasons. Mark Vientos, the least valuable player in baseball. Salvador Perez, that's sad.
Nice.
It happens. Josh Bell, again, salute a vet.
Told you I didn't fucking want him on this team.
4th to last, Jeff McNeil. So that's got to shout that one out there. Who has a 72 WRC plus on the season.
Yikes.
And then 5th to last, Ezekiel Tovar.
Oh, man.
That's
That's my guy.
And that's a positive defensive value. That's how bad that is.
That's a great fielder.
You know what's funny, too? I don't know why I thought about this. We were talking about, just now you mentioned the fact of how bad you didn't want Josh Bell. You know who Mets fans really didn't want? And it was kind of like a rallying cry through the end of the offseason? This
France.
guy's... Him, too. He's not... I mean, this was not a great weekend for him. But think about another old first baseman.
Old first baseman that the Mets wanted?
There was rumors that was the Mets' backup
Goldschmidt?
plan. Yeah. See Paul Goldschmidt?
Playing good ball.
Incredible. He's in leadoff for the Yankees almost every single day. Now without Judge, he's been playing every day for 2 weeks, but he's a real everyday guy. But that's the kind of personality that would have been nice in this dugout, in this clubhouse.
Could have been a leader.
But whatever. Moving on past that. It's just it's hard to justify Mark Vientos ever being in this lineup
Ever again.
Ever again might be harsh. That's a really really
I'll say
final way
again.
to say that, but it's just a much smoother watch when he's not out there. Even I'd rather MJ Melendez stick around for his DH reps. He's at least smoking the ball again. So it really just comes down to Mark Vientos versus Eric Wagaman, and then that's just really a question about team control at that point.
It's such an insane world that we live in where we're talking about Jared Young being the guy that can't take him out of the lineup right now. He's just too valuable to this team.
Let's take him out of the lineup. He's hitting 4th. I was like, maybe him and if we were going to shuffle this thing around, Bichette has maybe a couple more hits this weekend. Just praying for anything we could possibly get. But
I got positive Bo stuff too.
Yeah, positive Marcus Semien stuff. There's a lot of actually shocking, decent things going on with this team right now.
Shall we go Marcus Semien next?
Yeah, I'm down for Marcus Semien.
Let's talk a little Marcus Semien. He's playing really good baseball.
I mean, you had the stats for the last 15 days, right?
Yeah, so for the last 15 games, Marcus Semien, 5 home runs, 7 RBIs, hitting .226 with a .281 on base, which doesn't sound good at all. 528 slug. So his OPS, his OPS is above 800 with a sub 300 on base percentage, which is crazy. If you look more stable, like the 30 game sample of his last 30, I think he's at a 760 something OPS, which if Marcus Semien played at a 720 OPS the rest of the season, I mean, me and you will do unspeakable things. Like, holy shit, if that's the version of Marcus Semien. This team is so much better.
I mean, Brandon only has a 720 OPS right now.
There you go.
I'm being dicky. I'm talking about the old guys, but we were trying to figure out a lot, like right before we came on, about how Marcus Semien has turned this corner. Because just from watching our eye test, that it seems like Marcus Semien's a pull fly ball guy. That's the only way he can ever get really beneficial, damage-inducing contact. And it has felt like more recent, like he's just been living in that like first 3 rows of the left field stands wherever the Mets are playing, and he's got to pop a homer out there every few games. So we thought maybe he was pulling the ball more, but he's not. He is pulling the ball more, but the thing that kind of caught our eye is that newfangled stat on StatCast, attack direction.
Oh, Manny Machado must hate it.
It must. I mean, 160. Maybe he should look at it. The Marcus Semien's attack direction is less to the pull side. It's actually directly 0 degrees, dead on to center field over the last 2 weeks since that Marlins series where he got hot. And what that measures is not the direction which I thought that the ball came off the bat, but where the barrel's actually facing.
Yes.
So what Marcus Semien's done is just maybe having, again, if there's even something that they've done intentionally, but if you look at any reason, anything, and there's a rolling chart that basically shows the only thing that Marcus Semien's meaningfully changed since this has happened, that's been stable since he's been hitting better, is the attack direction is just much more neutral now. It's a barrel that's flatter to center field. And I guess this is just him making contact a little bit further out in front, getting to that spot, not getting beat to the spot like we talk about sometimes, and finding the pull power.
And I do think part of it, too, is that, Marcus Semien not being the biggest hard hit guy, not being the guy with the most power, the center of the field is truly the worst place for him to hit the baseball.
Death Valley.
That's Death Valley. That's where Marcus Semien becomes a useless hitter, is when the ball is going from that left center field to right center field gap. He's got to play the lines. And one thing that he's done since May 24th is kind of like the arbitrary date that we've picked, pulling the ball almost 10% more than he was from the beginning of the season. The balls to the center percentage of the field are way down to 20%, where earlier in the year they were at, good podcasting, almost 30%. And he is going oppo more, 3%. But again, if he's living on those lines, that's where Marcus Semien can do a little bit more damage, because anything towards the middle of the field is just truly going to be an out.
And again, just thinking about their eye test, thinking about watching these games, when he was making all these very easy outs early, it was very consistent, lazy pop-ups to left field, but also center field. So again, maybe it is just something about his swing timing and literally the direction that his barrel's impacting the ball right now. And also just more under the hood stats. There's only 35 batted balls in this arbitrary sample since Semien has turned it on of late. Hard hit rate's up near 50%, which would be way better than league average. It was 35% before that. His expected WOBA, which again just measures, it's not a great stat because it doesn't take in spray direction, which we think is a big reason why this all happened, but it still takes your quality of contact. That's 420, which again would be up near some of the top hitters in the league. Before that was 320, which is down near the bottom of the league. It just seems very clear that he's getting around on the ball better right now. And there's still like a handful of days a week where this Mets lineup looks like the worst thing ever assembled. But at least if he can inflict any relative type of damage, like it lengthens it out a bit.
And maybe some of you at home can let us know, like interpret what we've said and give us a more like thought out reasoning as to why this could be happening. But ultimately, at the end of the day, excited for Marcus Semien. It does seem like when the calendar becomes June, he turns it on. He's playing much better baseball. These are all facts. We don't see anything that says that there's necessarily a change that will make it sticky. We just hope that it does.
No, and again, like this is also a series where you're able to win 2 out of 3, and objectively you should have won 3 out of 3. Juan Soto didn't play hero ball. Like it was the rest of his lineup. Like on Sunday it was Carson Benge. Friday night it was Bichette, a little bit more Marcus Semien, a lot of Luis Torrens as well. Like it was just, there were contributions actually from up and down this lineup. There's been so few times this season we've been able to actually say that in the time when the Mets were winning games.
Yes. No, that's usually when the Mets are winning, it's because the big guy, Juan Soto, is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
All right, a few more good notes here. So I want to talk about Manaea and McLean first. What do you want to do first?
Go Manaea.
All right. Manaea, this is really delightfully adequate.
Which, that's exactly what we would take. We just need adequate. And that's, like, even when we first got Sean Manaea on the Mets years ago, the big conversation that me and you had was he just needs to be okay. He needs to have like a 4.2 ERA.
Very different salary.
And pitch 5 to 6 innings. He's now getting paid like a pitcher that should be doing better than that. But I don't care because it's not my money, and I still want the Mets to be the best team that they can be. And realistically, Sean Manaea can go back to being that mid-4s ERA guy, it feels like, the way that he's pitching currently.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, the MLB season is in full swing, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. So are you ready to play your game? Head over to FanDuel.com/podcast to get started. That's FanDuel.com/podcast to opt in for daily dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, and he's taking a lot of the things that we were relatively encouraged about while the velocity was really low, and now like adding in, again, redoing four-seamer, two-seamer, sweeper, cutter, changeup. While also in this outing on Sunday, the velocity was back way down. He was barely hanging around 90. Once he got to like 30 or 40 pitches, he was back down to very consistent 88s. He was still throwing lots of fastballs, and that's when things kind of got away in those middle innings. But it was good enough. And again, maybe this should be the grain of salt game because this Padres lineup is probably the worst in baseball as it's currently constructed.
For sure.
Them are the Angels, I think I would
Or
say.
the Royals.
The Rays on the wrong day. If one guy sits on one of the big three in the Rays sit.
Yeah, the Padres lineup really is like so. Like Samad Taylor and Jace Bowen played today. Like, who the fuck are these guys?
And it is weird to watch to play against this Padres team and have really no fear at all about Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, or even Fernando Tatis. Tatis did get the big hit off of McLean on Saturday night. And I feel like
Freddie Fermin was the best hitter in this entire series.
Mets needed Freddie Fermin stopper. The guy's never hit him. And Luis Torrens going punch for punch this series was kind of romantic to watch, but it was angelic. They
just a couple Venezuelans playing ball.
Some of the best defensive catchers in baseball. But this is this was the Mania game where I was like, yeah, we're not over the hill yet.
No, but he was horrible, like stuff wise, and again, just enough. And big shout out again to Carlos Mendoza. 4 innings. Stick to the plan.
Yeah, you're not one hitter saw Sean Manaea a third time.
No, and that's exactly what it should be. And that was part of the problem last year when everyone was dying for the starting pitchers to get more innings. We're like, yes, but Sean Manaea can't because he doesn't have it. You're losing games because you're trying to force it.
No, and then flip side of this, similar conversation, but in a very different way. I still don't think Nolan McLean's over out of the woods yet. It was still kind of a rocky start, but this was more like that start against the Tigers when this cold stretch was starting, where he just completely dogged his way through 6 innings. And I was happy that Mendoza pushed him for that 6th inning because the way he got out of that 5th inning, which was the Padres tried to do the 1st and 3rd Little League play against us because they're cooked. And someone tweeted, I forgot who it was, but you could see how good of an athlete McLean is.
Yes.
Where he caught that ball in the rundown. He just ran down the runner. He's like, I'm tagging you right now. And then getting back to the next inning, having a very easy, clean 6, like a 10 or 11, 12 pitch inning. It was nice. And again, still a start where he could not really land his sweeper at all. Some he landed. He went away from the curveball, even though I thought that was a pitch he was able to command a decent bit. Same with the cutter, even though that was a big swing and miss pitch for him. It was kind of just completely all over the place. Like he barely put that one in the zone. But I think he was trying to use it more as a chase pitch. Same with the curveball. With the sweeper, I think he wanted it more in the zone because he wasn't getting chases on it because he couldn't land it in the chase zone well enough. It was good. He also did some cool gamesmanship thing in the 1st inning where he ripped three straight fastballs down the middle of Jackson Merrill.
Yeah.
And every single time Merrill did not expect it. Pitching Ninja did Robert Stock did a cool tweet about it.
Robert Stock's been real pro Mets recently. Shout out Robert Stock.
He's very pro Met. He's a Met.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's quite literally a Met right now. So yeah, but it was nice to see McLean be able to battle, mix and match, do different things, get some help, and be able to get through 6 innings quality start when it's still just not quite right.
Yeah, he's definitely not 100%. This is not the Nolan McLean that we are going to get accustomed to seeing. But these are big, growing moments, and I hate to be
huge.
That's
true.
What's the intangibles guy? I hate to talk about the intangibles, but this is like a dog type moment where Nolan McLean to get through those 6 innings in this game when he doesn't have his best stuff. Give the Mets 101 again. He's done this a bunch of times this year where he'll go out there and just keep throwing until they can't possibly throw anymore. I love to see that, and that's something that gives me so much hope about when he is back and right and healthy and everything's going correct for him. Nolan McLean has ace quality stuff and then has the mental side of it, which sometimes a lot of pitchers lack, to be that dog and really be a top guy.
And even just in that third inning rally to like stop the bleeding after the Tatis single, because you still have the middle of the order of actually good hitters coming up, and he was able to get them. And I thought he was actually going to squeak out a win, because right when he left the game, Semien blasted that home run to left field, and the boys were getting up. Felt like this team was feeling themselves a little bit. And then the next inning with Austin Warren, like I was getting giddy watching Austin Warren get big outs, and I was like, we're watching Austin Warren grow up in front of our eyes. And then there was that little fucking number by Sungmoon Sung right in between Warren and Jared Young. It looked like it was kind of miscommunication, but also I do think that Warren tried to be a hero and like scoop and dive on the bag in one shot. And he said, SNY caught it. He said something like this, like it was something like this fucking shit. I can't fucking believe it, or just like fuck this, something like that. I saw him mutter that, like lip reading. I was like, oh no. And then he gives up a home run to Freddie Fermin, now certified Met killer. And you're like,
oh, Freddie Fermin's a rat fuck.
And then the worst part about this is that you rally immediately after that, and Juan Soto hits in a fucking line drive double play immediately after that, after Benge and Bichette had both reached.
Absolutely smoked it. Was this also the game, to talk about a little media marvel real quick, was this the game for Soto ground ball? This was, right?
I don't remember if that was Friday or Saturday, actually, because you know why? That was so out of my mind the second it happened, didn't even care.
Yeah, quick media marvel before we talk a little bit more, because I do want to give Bo Bichette a little credit here. But Juan Soto, ground ball to second base. There was a guy on third. Juan Soto did not hustle down to first base. There was an error by the second baseman. Still ends up being thrown out because Juan Soto broke it down as soon as he hit the ball. If he would have ran, it would have been another run scored for the Mets. We could have this conversation forever. I think there's two things. I think you have the right as a fan to be mad. You want to see your players hustle every single time, and that's okay. I'm telling you, and I feel comfortable also talking for James in this scenario, I don't give 1 ounce of a fuck about it. Juan Soto gets paid $700 million. I want him to be healthy and protected at all times. 99 out of 100 times in the regular season, that play is made. It is the regular season. It's not the World Series. It's not the playoffs. It's not the wild card round. It's not a clincher in the regular season. It's a game in June. I don't want Juan Soto, who had a lower body injury this year, busting it out on routine ground balls to second base ever. I don't care.
Yeah, I do think the flip of that is, again, just devil's advocating you, Joe from Massapequa. Yes. Every game is big for this Mets team. You've dug yourselves this deep of a hole, this and that, all the other stuff. Where I think the calf injury plays in, my spot in the middle is that maybe at least jog.
Yeah.
I think maybe to stop moving before you reach first base.
Fair.
That's a rough one.
It
was a rough visual, but also just give a sense of why this had to become a media marvel. The tweet that really blew up about this from Talking Friars, Soto decided not to run, which I think Don Rosillo said, and he goes $765 million. By the way, yikes! This was a grainy ass video that was taken like a screen. This felt like a screen recording of some kind of Stream East illegal streamer.
Yeah,
5 million Twitter impressions and 30,000 likes for a video that is such poor quality. I cannot believe it got swept in the algorithm like that.
It's just also funny too because every single player in baseball does this when they hit a routine ground ball. There is not one player in the entire league.
Oh, no, there's a few. There's a few who don't do this. Brandon Nimmo.
I bet you I could find video. I'm going to find video of Brandon Nimmo breaking it down on a ground ball.
I bet you Sam Antonacci never does this.
He's got small sample.
I bet you Sam Antonacci he would slide head first on this play.
Let me know in 2029 by then. Sam Antonacci's going to have one where he hits a ground ball to second and just jogs.
I feel like Stephen Kwan's another one.
I'll find it for every single player. It's a long season. You make so many outs. And I do think, again, both sides can be right. I think Mets fans have a right, and people on the internet can say,
definitely,
you should be playing hard on every single play. I also think that we know how this game works, and that's just not necessarily realistic. The price tag to me doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I mean, again, it doesn't matter at all. And it wasn't even something about him when he gets to that ballpark. He just can't really hit there.
No, he doesn't. I mean, it's a hard place to hit. A lot of people have struggled to hit in that ballpark. It's not a hitter-friendly park.
Yeah, talk to Manny Machado. I think the last few things from this series, maybe just I like the fact that we scored the run off of Mason Miller.
Love that.
I saw a tweet that was the first time he didn't finish an inning that he started this whole season.
Don't let that Mets offense get hot, baby.
So that was fun on Friday. I was like, you know what? Saturday, we saw him. We're getting around a little bit these last few innings. Maybe we'll get something. And Ewing getting that walk was nice. And that Mark Vientos strikeout was hydrogen.
That's playing on
coffee,
rookie
baby.
mode as Mason Miller.
He was like, oh, this will be fun.
He's like, you think you're going to get hit off of me? That's crazy. They set you up.
I have liked AJ Ewing's grit recently, too.
He's very gritty.
He's very gritty. And the fact that he can be this gritty, this young, and while you still get like the little semblance of the talent that he has while being a monster, a demon in center field every single play, like it's a very fun watch for AJ Ewing. It's kind of thing where it's similar to Benge. Like, now I'm spoiled. I'm hoping he comes out of this 4-week slump and he's ready to rip again.
Yeah, AJ Ewing so far on the year, by the way, has a 12% walk rate, one of the, like a little bit better than league average chase rate, which is great to see from a young 21-year-old. He also has one of the best arms in center field. It's graded as one of the best, 87th percentile. He also has 2 OAA with less than 100 plate appearances so far. Like, we're just looking at a premier defensive center fielder with great plate discipline, something that we've been begging for the Mets. And that feels like the floor for AJ Ewing, which is pretty fucking cool.
All right, can we just dump on Mark Vientos for a hot second?
Oh, you have more to talk about? I don't know. What else do we have to talk about with Mark Vientos?
I just saw a tweet from Meek Phil that Mark Vientos has seen 2-3-1 counts this season. I was like, that's probably not true. But I went to his Illustrator, not including the games on Sunday on Baseball Savant.
He didn't play on Sunday.
Yeah, he didn't play on Sunday?
No.
He didn't get one plate appearance? I thought they got up for one.
Did he? Did I miss it?
I could be mixing these games together. I could just be thinking about Saturday still.
I think Friday he played.
Saturday he played. I know he played Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, and they lost.
Oh, no, yeah, he didn't get in the game Sunday. Yeah, so this is up-to-date Mark Vientos. He has seen 5-8, 9-3-1 counts the entire season, and 5-3-0 counts the entire season. So
That's
14,
shockingly few.
Yeah, so 14 times Mark Vientos has had 3 balls in the count with fewer than 2 strikes.
Can we give him a little
nothing.
Can we give him a little bit of props though?
Yeah,
He's been getting a little unlucky, James. Little unlucky. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. A little unlucky. You know, there was a big pitcher on the mound on Saturday by the name of Griffin Canning, who got half of his strikeouts against Mark Vientos.
We've been doing the show with you guys now a long time. We're nearing 600 episodes of it.
So many, holy shit.
I don't think we've ever been as repeatedly negative about a player as Mark Vientos. And we try.
It's from the start of the podcast, by the way.
I at least try to not ever make this personal because I think it's just mean sometimes. But like he's just really pushing my buttons right now. So
He's unlikable.
I just can't. I really just can't stand watching him play baseball. It really sucks to watch.
It's a shame they grew up a Mets fan. Really hurts me to do it to a guy who grew up liking the orange and blue. But man, I can't stand watching him play.
No, and that's again basically everything from this series. Again, props to Luis Torrens. Still, I think he calls a miserably bad game, but he's actually hitting right now and playing sensational defense.
Props to Bo Bichette. Good week of ball. Good week of ball from Bo Bichette. I'm going to plant my flag. He's going to be playing at an 800 pace the rest of the year for OPS.
You think the turning point has been hit?
I think the turning point's been hit. Planting my flag.
All right, let's see if we can do a quick good podcast and split it out for some Bo Bichette advanced stats. I'm going to go.
I've got a hot take. Is he being more aggressive? Is he not trying to walk as much right now?
I'll tell you right now.
Because I think that's the best version of him.
I'm going to do since the Cincinnati series. So I'm still excluding the Nationals outburst because for some reason, when Bo Bichette sees those Nationals jerseys, something clicks in his mind.
The pitching's bad. That's why. They don't have anyone who throws hard.
Over 500 ball club. What can you say about that? So Bo Bichette, just for small little changes, slightly higher bat speed, not an 80 swings. That's not a terrible sample to see a slightly higher bat speed. Still high swing tilt. How does he have such a high swing tilt? Why is Bo Bichette having up like that? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, you've seen his swing.
I guess it's all over the place. Similar attack direction, similar attack angle. Just see some more batted ball stuff. Would you want to see? You said
I want to see if he's more aggressive.
More aggressive. So he is swinging. He's chasing the exact same amount because that'll never change. He's swinging in the zone a little bit less. He's actually swinging less in general.
Interesting.
And he's making almost the exact same level of contact in the zone. So I think it's just all the same shit. Maybe this is just the Bo Bichette getting the luck back in his favor.
Planting my flag. 800 OPS the rest of the season. Bo Bichette, June 7th onward.
I would like to see that again. Like Bo Bichette, that's hitting well. It makes the top of this order feel really, really ruthless. And then that's expecting a Francisco Lindor to come back soon and probably slot back at 2 to move Bo to 4. Then we get Jared Young 4, Bo Bichette 5.
Oh, man, that's what dreams are made of, right?
It's a real line. Have got a real lineup.
When David Stearns dreamt of this team, and then imagine if Jorge Polanco ever played and he hit 6th. Man, that lineup feels deep.
I guess we got to talk about that. It seems like Jorge Polanco is just never coming back.
No. Well, when we first talked about the injury, like the bursitis thing, we're like, doesn't really feel like this is going to go away. And then he played a bunch of minor league games doing rehab, and then he obviously got shut down. It's like this kind of felt like the obvious outcome, right?
Yeah, and he was experiencing ankle soreness on rehab assignment, will return to New York for further evaluation. I guess that probably means now he'll opt for the surgery, which they mentioned before. I think would be an 8 to 12 recovery period. I feel like that they've said that in the past.
2027.
It really just sucks. And it's painful, especially like a few days ago. They were talking about him like rejoining the Mets at home like this week, and now again like desperate for any kind of veteran consistency in this lineup. Someone again to play defensive first base to push Jared Young to designated hitter right now, so we could push Mark Vientos out of this lineup for good. But it's just you just can't get it, and it's a shame that 2 of the major offseason acquisitions that were made are just going to seemingly be on the injured list the rest of the season.
Yeah, which I mean, we mentioned it when we got Jorge Polanco. This was always the fear with him. Not the quality of play that he was going to have. It was simply going to be, can he be on the field? Because historically, he's not the most healthy.
Yeah, that's a real shame. But I do think that's gotten us everything from the series.
I think
Anything
so.
that we've missed?
No, I don't think so.
One more quick scroll, but I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I think we're covering it all. Should we go ahead and do a little series preview?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for the Cardinals series this week.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals fans, rightfully so, talking a lot of trash to me. I'm assuming to you too, because you were pretty down on the Cardinals early on in the year. They like you though. You do fantasy baseball. You help them win.
Yeah, I also offered. I was in one of the Cardinals beat reporters' replies because apparently the Cardinals wanted to watch the Knicks game somewhere.
Oh, okay. I saw you say that Jordan Walker can join us for a beer.
100%. I love Jordan Walker as a baseball player. I think people thought I was making that comment like with some like derision. I was like, no. I respect the hell out of this baseball player. I really love what Jordan Walker's done this season. But this is a really good heat check for this Mets team right now, who's playing better baseball, and there's a Cardinals team who's moved a little bit more in the wrong direction over the last few weeks compared to where they began the season.
I think they just ripped off like three or four straight right now.
They swept the Reds, and the Reds are rough. But before that, they lost series to the Rangers. They lost a series to the Cubs. They got swept by the Brewers. They lost a series to the Pirates. Like, they were kind of drifting back down to where we thought they'd be as a club, despite, again, being a well above 500 team, someone that looks like they are very much in the playoff mix right now.
Good litmus test for the Mets. This is a team that if you can't take 2 of 3 from this team, you are not going to make the playoffs. You have to, if you want to believe that you're a playoff team, show to David Stearns in the front office, don't sell. We have hope. You've got to take 2 of 3 from the Cardinals at home, especially.
And similarly, about to go through the pitching matchups this series. Monday night off day, so everybody enjoy the Knicks on Monday. We have Knicks Corner coming after this preview. So if you guys who don't like Knicks Corner, no pressure to listen. If you guys who like Knicks Corner, can't wait to talk about it. I've had funny people in my life who listen to this podcast, like friends and family, who have such differing opinions on the Knicks Corner. Connor got so mad at me. I know he's listening to this right now.
Connor definitely doesn't love basketball.
No, I love you, Connor, but that was funny talking about how much you hate the Knicks Corner, because I think it is a shitty feeling. Well, again, for the Mets fans who love the Knicks, now we're starting Knicks Corner. But I swear to God, I'm getting to the pitching matchups. 30 seconds. 30 seconds beyond the pitching matchups. For the Mets fans who love the Knicks, this is so euphoric that it's helping us block out the misery that this Mets team has brought this season. For the Mets fans who do not like the Knicks, to have to deal with this horrible Mets season and then to get sports FOMO on the other side of the Knicks fans celebrating, that double sucks. So again, I'm
root for the Knicks. It's that simple.
I feel you guys on that. But pitching matchups, the Cardinals series. Monday night off. Tuesday, 7:10, Citi Field. $5 night, I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm going to be there.
Yeah, you're going to go that one?
I think I'm going to show up.
I'm trying to rip the Thursday matinee. But
I'm definitely going Thursday. Lock me in.
Freddie Peralta versus Dustin May. Big time game for Freddie, where the report's coming out that he wants the max free contract. Gotta shove against the Cardinals if you want that.
Yeah, that's when I saw that report of the
agent talk. It's agent talk.
It's agent talk. He does not deserve that right now.
No, but it's also on the open market. I could see him getting it, and based on what pitchers get,
he could go pitch for the Diamondbacks.
There's a great tweet by Clem. Also, talk about a Knicks guy.
Oh, I love Clem. Shout out Clem. I saw that tweet. It's an all timer.
Yeah, it was like, sorry, we can't do that. We can give you 5 1/3 years, though. That was funny. that was a good one. Then Wednesday, another 7:10, Christian Scott versus Andre Palante. And Thursday matinee, bit of an ace-off, Nolan McLean versus Hunter Dobbins.
A bit of an ace-off.
Bit of an ace-off.
Don't let Hunter Dobbins get on the mound.
No, I like Hunter Dobbins, again, kind of being tongue-in-cheek there. But these are 3 pitchers that you should probably be able to get around on.
We've faced better pitchers and performed better.
Yeah, I think May has done some fun stuff this year. It's kind of funny to watch this Cardinals organization unlock him when the Dodgers and the Red Sox couldn't do so last year. He started to finally stop throwing the sweeper every single pitch, which I think was a necessary thing for him. The cutter he's gotten more comfortable with, something he figured out last year. That's now tied for his most thrown pitch against lefties. He's figured out a changeup for the first time in his career too. And again, last year he threw 40% sweepers to lefties. This year it's 18%. I think that's a big adjustment for a guy who was so sweeper heavy, just to give other looks. That still only dragged him to being a slightly worse than league average starting pitcher.
Yes.
But that is something. And same with Andre Palante. He kind of always has these good and bad stretches. We've had terrible games against Andre Palante in the past. He's weirdly like this kind of vertical pitcher who gets ground balls. When I say vertical, I mean he's a very north-south pitcher. He releases above his ear and he uses a pretty true 12-6 curveball. but then he also used a 2-seamer that kind of flays off it, but this 4-seamer kind of has more natural drop on it. He's an incredibly weird watch, a weird angle. Happy to get him home. We can traject him out, get ready for that appearance. And Hunter Dobbins is going to junk it up on Thursday afternoon. Like that game with him and McLean, we're going to see a lot of breaking balls. But this lines up for the Mets to really have a shot to go 2 out of 3, get games from a team who is well ahead of you in the standings, and just try to build any momentum as we go through this June month.
Just prove you got something left in the tank for us. You're showing us signs of life. I want to keep seeing it going.
And like we've said, like I don't have true expectations for this Mets team whatsoever this year.
No,
but I want competitive baseball in July and August. I want to be able to go
fuck around and have some fun.
I want to be able to go to Citi Field and feel like I'm watching something that matters.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. I want to feel like it matters.
And again, like the Braves coming to town will be tough next week. At the end of the week, Cincinnati's reeling. The Phillies, that'll be a dogfight. Then 4 Cubs back to Phillies. Like this is
so far. That's another month you're talking about here.
I'm saying the next 2 weeks it's a tough schedule, but this is like you said, this is a litmus test. This is the barometer. This is how you can kind of find out what this Mets team has right now.
Iron.
If this is a ball club we should be take seriously in any relative degree for the next 2 months.
Okay, that was a little pause. Nick's Corner's coming up, just in case anybody's listening. Okay, Nick's Corner. Oh, boy. We are getting into a dangerous territory. I called for blood in Game 2. Got it. It's mega blood time on Monday. It is. You have a chance to absolutely
win the NBA
kill
Finals.
the Spurs. Yeah, win the NBA Finals on Game 3 possibly.
And this team is these are psychos right now.
Mikal Bridges' interview after
Post-game.
Game 2. It didn't even look like he even knew where he was or what questions were being asked. He looked so locked in that he was on another planet.
I think I watched it like 50 times.
I don't know if he knew who he spoke to after the game.
That to me was on par with Bart Scott Can't Wait.
Yeah.
As a post-game interview from one of my favorite teams and a huge win. Like he was, and I say this with graciousness, he was possessed.
Oh yeah, that was like something took over his body.
That was also like, I think I saw someone tweet this. That was like an absolute highlight reel to show young athletes about how to conduct yourself. All the credit to teammates and coaches, humility, accountability. I was bad in the 4th quarter. No excuse that I was tired. I have to play better.
Sick. It was so sick. And then just like watching him, Brunson, Cat, like everybody, they're just everything right now about this team. As a fan of the teams that we've rooted for, and you've probably seen this the closest with Ohio State, but those are basically children playing a sport still, so it's a little bit different. I've never seen anything like this for any team that I've ever rooted for in my entire life.
The collective mentality of this group of men is shocking right now. And again, this is not us saying at all that this series is anywhere close to being over.
I would not even dare. We have been inches away from losing multiple games.
Yes, especially even if the Spurs win on Monday, which they talk about like a back against the wall, like this is your last punch moment. Like then this is basically becomes a 50-50 series again. Like this is Monday. Monday is the NBA Finals.
Yeah, because you win that, you're pretty much
you win that. It would be. Something would have to have happened to lose. But like, especially just like thinking about Cat, like, have we ever seen a professional athlete grow up this much this quickly?
No.
Maybe grow up's not the right word, but I guess mature, which I guess means the same thing as grow up, but has a different connotation to it.
But he's just playing selfless basketball, and we kind of saw it.
He's playing perfect basketball.
Yeah, well, because the defensive side's always been the issue for Cat, and he's been clamps on defense. He's been unbelievable. He's been physical, like. This version of Cat, it's like, oh yeah, so much money. All the money he makes, 1,000,000 times worth it.
There's also been so many times in Cat's career where he's been a little bit me on offense too, like get his. And I think that's natural for a top pick, top recruit, Calipari kid who's like one of the most unique skill sets in the entire NBA, who like has had seasons where he's put up 25 points a game, 12 rebounds. Like he was a stat stuffer, but the way that he's playing right now, getting everyone involved, being the best player on the court. Like he's been better than Jalen Brunson. He's been better than Victor Wembanyama. Like he is the absolute best player in the court. And what he's doing with Wemby right now is like the stuff of legends.
Oh, it's something that I will be telling my children about in years from now. Being like, you had to be around for Karl Anthony Towns Finals 2026. You should have seen what he did to Victor Wembanyama.
I just really can't believe watching him and how far he's come and how short of a time this has been.
I can't believe just watching this entire team, how everybody is just so insanely locked in, playing like maniacs. They showed I saw it going viral on Twitter. the one play where the Knicks like drove and passed like 15 different times, and it ended with the McCall 3 in the corner, and it's like
the blender.
Yeah, that's like one of the greatest offensive sequences. And also, the Spurs played unbelievably good defense for 23.5 seconds of that 24-second shot clock. And the Knicks just were that much better, this much better. What a huge 3, game-changing 3.
And it's just, even again, like they were down big early, and it felt like, oh no, the Spurs kind of got them. And it's like, nope, just kind of turn on the Jets. Like McCall, even when the refs did everything in their power to let the Spurs win that game. And this was something
one of the most disgustingly disturbing, atrocious ref games in the NBA, to the point where people who hate the Knicks publicly on Twitter are like, it's crazy how they're not getting any calls.
No, it was not even not getting calls, but ticky-tack calls going the other way. Like the Mitchell Robinson technical foul on Wembanyama was egregious. Like the back-to-back double cat fouls, back-to-back possessions, when arguably neither were fouls. To give him 3 and 4 fouls and knock the best player in the court out of the game, like. And it sucks that Cat's not getting the respect right now from these referees. The same with Jalen. Jalen gets mugged every time up the court. Like these Spurs were talking about ethical hoops, how much they wanted to beat the Thunder. And for them to go now doing the same flop baiting bullshit, and while they're mugging us on the other side, knowing that they have the best whistle. And I'm hoping
Wemby chokeslammed Jose Alvarado. Should have been a flagrant. They didn't call anything.
And Wemby's a player now who has a rap sheet for these dirty plays. Like he should be being watched more closely just based on what he's done in the court. And this is going to be an interesting thing because we know how badly the NBA is going to want more games this series. We know how badly they're going to want a Game 6 in Madison Square Garden. But you should be getting a home whistle in these games.
Got to be getting a home whistle at some point. And the free throw, like Spurs fans keep talking about, oh, the free throws are even. You guys did hack a Mitch. That was the only thing that kept it even close.
Yeah, the Knicks had, 5 free throws in the second half, and 3 of them we had to challenge. And it was really cool. People were talking about this online, too, that Mike Brown used discipline because there were so many calls he could have challenged. But he held the challenge. And that foul, OG Anunoby, that changed the entire game. Like, that flipped the entire momentum that we needed to actually win. And, again, so much credit for Mikal Bridges because it the power of Michael Jordan enters his body for 20 minutes at a time where he just won't miss
from 18 feet.
And he looked dreadful in the first half of this game too, and then for some, or maybe the first quarter, but second and third quarters. And Jalen has sucked. Josh Hart has 3 total points in these finals. OG didn't even have the most impactful minutes, I think, compared to what he normally does.
Jalen has sucked, but he has shown up every single time we actually like that. To hit that Dirk shot with a hand in his face.
2 games in a row.
2 games in a row just to tie the game up. Whoa, the ball's on him.
And he had a really big steal. He took a really good charge.
Yes.
He still does so much of dirty work. Even just being in the right place at the right time on the Wembanyama errant pass to Stephen Castle. Even still just having the quick reaction to get to that ball. This is a basketball team.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch.
Freaking Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet came on the court. He airballed a 3, and people were like, "Oh, this is the end of Shamet's sanity." And he just said, "I'm never going to stop shooting." And he was getting in the lane. A few too many mid-range shots from Landry Shamet. I don't think he should attempt 12 shots. When I see Karl Anthony Towns and Landry Shamet with the same shot attempts, I think that should probably change a little bit. Towns even could still have a quicker trigger. Even when Jalen swapped that 3, the pull-up 3, I was just like, these guys are in their fucking bag. And seeing the traveling party be heavy in San Antonio.
And Spurs fans talking about it. They're like, I'm kind of glad that we're going to New York because it's really demoralizing to see this team lose on our home court and the Knicks fans take it over.
It's going to be one of the most surreal sporting environments any of us are ever going to see in our lives on Monday night at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. If you are a Knicks fan, you got to get to New York. It's really just that simple.
It's even just we've even been talking about trying to find a place to watch the game Monday. And we often go to one of the bars that's not super far from MSG. But my parents want to come in and get some of the city energy. And they're it's so crazy. They're legitimately nervous about actually getting to a train at Penn Station after the game between the full-blown insane riots going on outside Madison Square every game, all the people pouring out, the Secret Service, and all the bullshit that fans are going to have to go through on Monday. This is fucking crazy. This is wall-to-wall insane sports happening.
Yeah, and can't wait to watch. That's the Knicks Corner. Real quick to wrap it up. Frankie Peppers, we have to speak on Frankie Peppers right now. I think until we see a losing series without Frankie, that's when he comes back.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And Frankie, if you're listening, I'll send you a message in case you don't make it to the end of the episode. But the next time the Mets lose 2 out of 3, voicemail.
But until then, we're gonna hold strong with the Frankie Peppers vacation, an extended vacation.
And again, this is a nice time to take a break. The weather's perfect in New York right now. It's a little hot, but it's not too super hot. We got breeze outside. Like, Frankie, take some time for yourself.
Yeah,
Heal up
please.
just in case we find some magic.
We love you, Frankie. This is just for win vibes. That's all this is. We're at least a little stitious.
I'm very stitious. I'm disgustingly stitious. I wore the same outfit to the bar on Friday that I wore for the Game 1 Cavs.
Oh, yeah. No, I have.
Same undershirt. I
My
tracked the undershirt.
My clothes are out. They have not been cleaned.
Yeah, no, they're going back on tomorrow.
Going back on tomorrow. It's going to be a stinky one. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to Mets'd over on YouTube. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. You can follow James on social media at
James Gianna.
I'm Draft Nick Mark. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Let's go, Knicks.